News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. And there's your closing bell for this Wednesday on Wall Street, where the S&P halted a 4-day slide and the dollar rose. Traders nearly pricing out a rate cut next month. We'll get into all of that just ahead. But first, let's bring you the closing numbers. We do it each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 gained 25 points. NASDAQ gained 132 points. The Dow gained 47 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.1%. The 2-year yield at 3.58%. And traders have further scaled back expectations for a Fed cut in December after the Bureau of Labor Statistics said it would not publish an October employment report because it says October household data could not be collected retroactively. The agency will bake those payroll figures into the November report. That will be published December 16th. We'll get more weekly jobless claims data and the delayed report on September jobs tomorrow. The latest Fed minutes show a divided Fed, with many officials saying it would be appropriate to keep interest rates steady for the rest of this year. Bloomberg's Michael McKee with those Fed minutes.
Some thought that inflation was going to rise too high. Some thought that unemployment rise too high, and nobody could agree on what to do at the December meeting. In general, they agreed that inflation had moved up, the economy was expanding at a moderate pace, and the unemployment rate remained low. But they did not agree on the outlook.
Bloomberg's Michael McKee tells us almost all participants thought it appropriate to halt the runoff of securities from the Fed's balance sheet on December 1st, or could support the decision. Republican lawmakers are resisting President Trump's proposal to send $2,000 checks to working-class households next year. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett.
We're making so much progress on reducing the national debt that I think it's fair to think about what other policies we might pursue in like a reconciliation next year.
The White House says the checks would be funded by tariff revenue, but lawmakers prefer to use the revenue to reduce the deficit. Hassett is one of President Trump's finalists to become Fed chair next year. He says consumer price pressures may not be fully tamed after they surged in recent years.
We lost control of inflation in recent memory, and it's more under control now, maybe not all the way there. And it's very important to think about why the Fed was unable to control inflation for so long.
National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett spoke with Bloomberg's Anna Wong at the Bloomberg Insights and Innovation Summit in Washington, D.C. Elon Musk says his XAI artificial intelligence startup plans to develop a 500 megawatt data center in Saudi Arabia with the kingdom's state-backed AI venture Humane that will rely on chips from NVIDIA.
We're doing XAI and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are doing a
Humane, 500 megawatts, starting with 50 megawatts phase one, and we're doing it with NVIDIA.
Musk announced the plans alongside NVIDIA Chief Executive Officer Jensen Huang at a U.S.-Saudi investment forum in Washington, and will be speaking exclusively to NVIDIA CEO Huang starting at about 6:30 Wall Street time here on Bloomberg Radio and TV. Fed Governor Stephen Miran wants to see that agency rework a raft of Wall Street regulations before policymakers delve into other economic questions surrounding the central bank's balance sheet.
In some respects, regulations enacted to shore up financial stability have constrained the Fed's control over some elements of monetary policy transmission and the size of the balance sheet. Regulatory dominance of the balance sheet must be considered and accounted for to ensure the Federal Open Market Committee, through its statutory mandate, has autonomy over conducting monetary policy.
Miran made his comments to the Bank Policy Institute. The prosecution of former FBI Director James Comey has hit another hurdle. The Justice Department acknowledged in court today that the full grand jury did not review a copy of the final indictment. Comey's lawyers say that's grounds for dismissal and that the case was brought out of President Trump's hatred for Comey. Comey has pleaded not guilty to charges of making a false statement and obstructing Congress. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.